What is the most ridiculous thing you have heard a teacher say? 1. First day of ninth grade, English class. The teacher, Miss Singley, is singing the praises of Henry David Thoreau, who she was probably old enough to have known in school. At some point, she said, "Another interesting anecdote about Thoreau is..." I do not remember the anecdote. I do remember her misuse of the word anecdote. Being an idiot, I raised my hand and said, "I think you mean anecdote." She fixed me with her cold, lizard-like eyes and said, frostily, "Anecdote is an alternate pronunciation of anecdote," and continued on with her story. Now, I have an eidetic memory for words, pronunciations, spellings, and definitions. Anecdote is not an alternate anything for anecdote. They're two completely different words. The intelligent child would have left it at that and not mentioned it again. As I say, I was an idiot. I went home that night and looked up the definitions for both words, wrote them up nicely in a paper, presented them to Miss Singley the next day. She never gave me better than a B+ in English for the rest of my high school career. Bitch carried a grudge. 2. At 15 years old,